Country. So glad you are here. I'm doing a response to the Depressed Gingers video on FBS stadiums in 2023. I realized after watching it and after I calmed down that his criteria is much different than mine. I swear, if I had $1 for every time he said the word loud, I could have paid for my bowl tickets. So, loud is what that shows is that you have a really good fan base. Now, granted, Washington and Oregon and a few other places have those overhangs on the longer sides of the stadium, and therefore it's going to keep the noise in. But loud isn't one of my characteristics or the things that I look for. In this channel, we look for four. Good parking, good concessions, and good seats. Fourth one is just how it looks. I tend to give more credit to stadiums that have a brick facade. I do like grass berms. I'll admit that. There's another channel called the Wide World of Stadiums or something. When I edit this video, I'll put it at the bottom. But anyway, there's a couple here on this list that I just did not agree with. By the way, full disclosure, I've been to 30 of the 68 FBS stadiums, and of course next week I'm going to 5 more. Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State. So the first one I really had a problem with on his list is he put North Carolina at 51. That is way too low. Way too low. Of course, he has older pictures in his video. If you saw my video, which I'll put up right here, just a picture, there's tons of chairbacks. And that makes the stadium experience so much better. When I went to the Big 12 title game, even though Oklahoma State lost, one of the things I really liked was the fact that I had a chairback, even in the upper deck. And that's why OU got points from me, even though obviously I'm not an OU fan. But they're in my top 10. So, McLean Stadium at number 36 was way too low. He talked about, there's nothing, doesn't do anything for me. It's like, dude, it's right by the water. It's so cool. The canopy definitely does keep the sun out of your face if you're higher up. And just the open end zone where you can see the Baylor campus, I think that's, or you can see the water from the Brazos River. That looks super cool. They did an amazing job with that stadium. And the green, if you've been there in person, which he probably hasn't, the green glass in the suite areas, the club and suite areas on the outside, they did that also with their new indoor practice facility, or renovated indoor practice facility. So I thought that was a nice touch. Kansas State at 35. Seriously? The limestone on the outside of that stadium makes it look amazing. It is an absolutely beautiful stadium. And the new indoor practice facility next to it looks fantastic. I love the renovations they did on the side of the stadium next to the indoor practice facility. It looks fantastic. And the renovations they did in the one end zone that's closest to the basketball facility looks fantastic. So 35 for Kansas State is way too low. I thought Cincinnati was too high. I'm not a fan of everything being crammed in there together like that. And then they got Florida State at 18. 18? I have Florida State at number 1. Florida State is the largest brick facility in all of college football. If you walk around the place, it's absolutely beautiful. The statue of the Seminole warrior in the front is really cool, and I love the fact that, and I do give points to stadiums if they use parts of their stadium for other things. And there's several places on the outside of the stadium where they have kind of a like if you're building a house, you could build a room off the side. They did that at Florida State, so they're using the space not just football but for other things. And I just thought that was so brilliant. I mean, college campuses are very limited in their space. So if you've been there in person, like I have, you'll know that the Alumni Center and a few other things are on the outside of the stadium. It looks great. Nebraska at 17? Nebraska's number 2 on my list. I've never seen a better combination of glass, brick, and concrete than with Nebraska Stadium. And most of the time, the side that faces the highway or the side that the public sees first is going to be the best side. But the other side, the side that faces the campus, they did an even better job on. So, and once they're done with their indoor practice, the new football operations center, that thing is going to look amazing. So, and here's the bottom line. When Depressed Ginger got to number 1, he put Penn State there. Of course, it's loud. I don't care how loud it is. That's the fan base. The fans showed up and they were loud. But Depressed Ginger freely admitted that the outside of Beaver Stadium at Penn State is ugly. Now, if they do those renovations like they plan on, I saw the renderings. I think those renderings look amazing. I hope they do that. Because if they do, Penn State will be a whole lot higher on my list. Now, granted, my list is only stadiums I've been to. Okay? And I'm going to do a reminder video Christmas Day. I'm going to post it on Christmas Day of my list. My list is OU at 10, Texas at 9, Florida 8, Texas A&M 7, Texas Tech 6, North Carolina 5, Clemson 4, Oklahoma State 3, Nebraska 2, and Florida State 1. The reason I have these stadiums where they are is because of parking, concessions, and seating. OU at number 10, because when they did the upper deck on the visitor side, it's all chairbacks. I've never seen a college stadium with chairbacks that high up. And Texas and OU and Tech have great concessions. It's been a long time since I've been to Kyle Field, so I can't comment on the concessions now. Florida State has great concessions as well. And like I said, North Carolina and Clemson have a lot of chairbacks, so that's why they were higher up on the list. Clemson has a huge parking area. So, anyway, here's what I'm going to do. Obviously, Depressed Ginger and I have different criteria, but moving forward, I'm going to break up mine into 3 categories. Small, less than 50,000, medium, 50 to 75,000, and large, 75 and above. So once I make my road trip next week, then we'll adjust those lists. But if you're new, please hit like and subscribe. I want to thank you for watching, and as always, go Pokes.